Coffee.
Huh?
Skull. Sugar.
No.
This is the interview I was going to do with Gunnar. I am going to do with Gunnar. I am doing with Gunnar. I asked you some time ago to put questions to Gunnar on my Facebook page, and I have a lot of them. And I have them right here. And I am now going to ask Gunnar so he can answer for
Yes.
himself. You don't like social media, apparently.
Absolutely not.
I've been trying to convince him to make an Instagram profile or page or whatever you call it.
Will never happen.
It will happen, yes.
Never.
Anyway, while I shove down this biscuit, I'm going to ask you. Anna Schlösser asks, how the hell did you manage to endure Heri all those years without going crazy? Sounds like she doesn't know you.
Yes, I was kind of expecting that question to come along. Well, to be honest, me and Heri have known each other for a very long time. And he is a bit hard to come by. But
Yes.
fact is, so am I. I'm not the easiest guy to be around with either. I'm extremely stubborn guy. And I think in real life, it's really good to have totally opposites against each other.
Especially when you're as stubborn as we are.
Yes, because that way we make really good music together.
I agree.
So it's not that difficult, really. Sometimes he says some hurtful things, but hey, I close my eyes for 5 minutes, I get over
And
it,
cry yourself to sleep.
and we're back to another day. So it's all good. It's not that difficult, believe me.
Martin Kone asks, isn't Gunnar tired getting asked why his guitar has only 4 strings?
Yeah. Don't you know how to count? I have 5 strings.
It's almost a guitar.
Yeah, and I had one who was 6, but it's still a bass. It's not bass guitar.
Yes.
So,
Silly question.
So now you know.
Janice Freeman Tid asks, after being brushed by his hair at a concert, I would ask what kind of shampoo he uses. His hair felt very soft. What kind of shampoo do you use?
That's a good question. Anything I come by in the shop.
I don't think we're picky about that.
Whatever
Yeah.
works.
Benjamin Kalishev asks, why is he always so happy and nice to everyone he meets?
Well, that is different. That's a personality you have, so that's very difficult to explain, actually. But I have no reason to be unhappy. I have had a very good life, I must say. So no reason to be unhappy. That's about it. I have no better answer to that.
That's a fine answer. Dawn May Debenham asks, what does he like to do in his free time? What makes him happy and enjoy life?
Oh, that could take long. I'm generally, I like life as it is. I like to build stuff. I do a lot of house building, and it includes really everything, and for carpentry, masonry, and doing the electrical stuff, and even build boats, all kinds of shit. I'm even trying to build a guitar. Whenever that's gonna
He's good at
come
it,
in.
if you ask me.
So all kinds of things, and I love fishing. I love being out at sea, at the open sea. I find nothing better to do than sit out there, turn the engine off, and just enjoy the air, the silence. So I enjoy a lot of stuff, nature mainly. So
Excellent. Savina Chavez asks, what type of strings does he like to use for his bass, and who were his... Yeah, let's start with that one. What type of strings do you like to use?
I forgot now. Now you
Isn't
ask.
it Ernie Ball?
Ernie Ball, yeah.
I think.
I use Ernie Ball
Yeah.
strings. Called Slinky Bass. That's the best set I've found so far. So that's what I use for
Ton of them
now.
lying around.
So
Who are your same person asks? Who are your major three influences? Three major influences.
major three influences. Well, no. First of all, Steve Harris. That's why I play music today. I saw him playing, and I thought, wow, gotta do that. Other than I'm not so much. One would suspect I would love bass players, but I actually am more a drummer guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love drummers and singers. Ronnie James Dio, I suspect, is a big inspiration for music in general, because
Yeah.
everything he did, you could hear it came from his heart. So that's a big inspiration. There's some, of course,
One more.
Metallica. Metallica is a big inspiration as well, and Iron Maiden. So now there you have it.
Good.
There's some of them.
Three very good ones.
Yeah.
Stephanie Jasusko, or however you pronounce it, I probably mispronounced that. How did you meet Heri and Terje?
Well, me and Heri met at school. That's quite some. We met at school one day, and I figured out he played guitar, and at that time I just had bought a guitar, as far as I remember, and I wanted him to make a band.
Yes.
But I couldn't play guitar. So, and Heri quickly found out that I really couldn't play guitar. But he figured maybe that guy can do bass. It's a bit simpler.
he wasn't that bad. Maybe I was just that good.
Yeah. So now they had taught something ahead. So we met at school, and asked me to come play bass, and it really clicked from there. We've been playing together ever since.
Yes, we have. How do you meet Terje?
Terje, we met when we were recruiting new guitarist.
Didn't we meet him first at the Preferrier competition? Before we.
I never met him. You knew him, so.
I maybe heard about him, but I think we met him first time at that.
That could be.
Well, he played with Flux, the band.
Yeah.
I think that's when we met him first time.
Terje actually hated me. He couldn't stand the sight of me.
Terje couldn't stand the sight of you, yeah. The first 3 months.
And now we practically love each other.
Yeah. Strange thing.
Even though he's out now, we're still really good friends. So.
Strange thing. Same person asks, how can I get his autographed picture?
Autographed picture?
Yeah. I think you have to turn up with a picture and a pen and give it to you.
That is probably the only way, yes.
I hate to answer that for you, but
I must say I have. If ever, I probably only took 1 or 2 selfies in my life, and that was probably for my children. Those selfies, and one for Terje, of course. He's kind of like that guy. So that's it.
Same person asks, third question: would you ever drink with your fans?
I always used to do that. Every time we played concerts anywhere, I went down and had a drink with them. But nowadays, I don't drink anymore. So, but I would have a cup of coffee while they're drinking.
Yes. Carsten Bach asks, Carsten Bach, whoever. Sorry if I mispronounced that. What is the most crazy story you have from the road?
That is so many, and usually so private that I couldn't tell you. The camera would melt if I told you. I don't know. I really don't have any stories.
I think the one where we got pulled over by the police in Germany is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, yeah. We had been traveling. Well, our bus broke down. We had a van we drove around Europe with, and it broke down. So we rented a black van from Denmark, from a company who usually lends wrecks out.
Rent a wreck.
Rent a wreck, whatever. And we were driving down somewhere in Germany, and me and Terje were in the back of the car, and we were watching some movie on our computer. There's no seats in the back, so the police comes, and we thought there seemed to be a lot of police lights outside, which was weird. We didn't have any window, just a back window. It was a glare on it, so we couldn't see through it. And so me and Terry just figured, oh, shit, we got stopped because there's no seat behind, and somebody saw us sitting in the back of the car. And without seat belts and all that. So I just went for my passport and opened the door, and there was a car. No, there was a officer ready to pull his gun, and I never got scared. I immediately thought, this guy has got the wrong guys. So, but it turned out that we got searched and all that kind of shit. And, it was very serious for a while until they figured out that it had nothing to do with it.
Against the wall, hands up against the wall, spread your legs. And,
it really was just we just fit the prescription of some other thieves.
There had been a industrial espionage break-in.
Yes.
And some men had escaped with some laptops in a black van, and we just happened to be driving along the same area in a black van.
But I have to say, they were very kind afterwards when they were finished with it all.
Only time ever I got an apology from the police.
Yes, they were very kind to apologize afterwards. So it's fine. They did their job. So
that was a great story.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Okay. Linda Björk Ewan asks, I would ask him if Steve Harris is one of his influences in playing the bass. You already answered that. I think I saw or heard similarities between the two of them when I saw you live in May in Joliet. Already answered that.
That I could go as far. Of course, you would see some of my stage performance is immediately. I guess when you grow up and you're inspired by somebody, you will reflect that on the stage as well. And it's not on purpose, it's just the way things go in life, I guess. So yeah, of course you would see similarities. But I don't try to, at any point, I never try to play like Steve Harris. I just really liked his enthusiasm for music. So.
Jik Hyun An, or Yik Hyun An, however you pronounce it. Do you think that you could bench press Heri?
No.
How much can you bench press?
I wouldn't know because I really don't care.
I think you could bench press close to 90 or 100 kilograms.
I have been up.
I'm around 83 now. I think you could bench press.
I have bench pressed 100 kilos.
Yeah,
but,
then you could bench press me.
But
technically,
I'm a big guy, so
yeah,
it's not really fair to.
The answer is yes. Sylvia Rowe asks, "What is your favorite city to visit when you're not on tour?"
When I'm not on tour,
yeah,
I have in general, I don't like cities at all. So I would go out to some very small place, and I love Jutland, northern Jutland in Denmark. That's probably the favorite place I like to go, because there's a lot of nature, hills, trees, beaches. Beaches with no people on it.
Yeah, it's close to the Faroes and it's close to Copenhagen.
Yeah. So that's where I would go. So, but one town I think if we talk big towns, I would say San Francisco. I love taking a walk in San Francisco. Probably because there is hills, and I just basically like it very much. Yeah. It's a nice place to take a walk.
Question from Tiago Costa: is there any go-to bass you prefer for studio work? And if there is the same one for stage use as well?
Oh, I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah, there's some technical things with endorsement deals.
Yeah, when you get an endorsement deal, you
have to say your brand.
Yeah, you use the brand you use, and I'm endorsed by ESP. Great basis.
Leave it at that.
So.
Sean Veka asks, how is it working with such a nerd like Heri? I think we sort of covered that already. Say anything more
It's
about
okay.
that? Yeah. Gatabella asks, "What's the best beach you've been to?"
Oh shit, I can remember the name of it. It's a beach in Florida, close. I think it's close to Tallahassee. I'm not quite sure, but it's around there. It's in the Mexican Gulf side.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that beach. There was
We had
one.
an off day. We stopped
Yes.
there. Yeah, beautiful, wonderful place.
It's quite
What was the name?
it's quite a known place actually. So
We were then in low season. There was hardly any people.
yeah, it was a very nice place to be.
Can't remember the name.
And again, there are lots of beaches in Denmark I like. So sorry, I forgot the name for that beach.
Enjuzi. Brandon Vaughan asks, "What's the meaning of life? Where do we come from, and where are we going?"
Never could tell you the meaning of life, but I basically just think well, you come here all of a sudden, you didn't ask for it,
Boing.
and you're gonna leave quite sudden, I hope for most of us, not too painfully, I guess. And I just think we die, we dissolve, we turn back to earth material, and life goes on like that. I don't think there's any special in it, but of course I could be wrong. There could be all kinds of shit happening after life. I would not know. We'll know then when we die.
Or not.
Or not.
Patrick Robert asks, "Can I have a high five, and can we have a beer together?"
Alcohol-free beer? Okay. Not yours, mine.
Carrie Mandeville asks, "Would you please have dinner with her?"
Anytime.
Franklin Perez asks,
But the sea restaurant. Seafood restaurant.
Let's go to Franklin Perez. Asked both of us, "How different are the crowds from the US and the European tours? What's the difference?" We get that question quite a lot.
Yeah, I would say the US are, well, that's very hard to say because you tend to say the US audience is a bit more enthusiastic.
But then again, it depends on where in Europe you compare it to.
Yeah,
Because
if you go to Italy, you kind of get the same vibe
or
again,
Spain.
or Spain.
Yeah, and it's hard to impress the Germans, for example.
Yeah, but the Germans they appear a little bit stiff. I'm sorry to say, but what you get out of at the end of the evening, they absolutely love it anyway.
It's
so
still
it's
our
just,
second biggest market, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's
the
just,
thing is, I think they get a lot of shows coming through Germany, and so they have a lot of high standards to compare to, whereas that may not be the case with Italy or Spain. I'm not really sure.
And just in general, we react very differently, all compared to where we come from.
Yeah.
It's we have a different reaction to everything. So
to put it a different way, there's no bad place to play.
Absolutely. So.
Not that we have been, at least. Kyle Bullen asks, "Which Týr album is your favorite and why? Of which album are you most proud?"
Well, I think both of them. It comes down to the same album. I always loved Ragnarok. I think that's the most. I think all of us in the band really love that album as a favorite, I guess, because there was so much work on that album.
Yeah.
And we did rehearse all that before we even went to studio.
Yes, we were extremely well prepared.
It's even when I listen to that album, I'm very surprised how detailed it is. And how well everything fits together. So, yeah, Ragnarok is definitely the best one. And I would love to play all that.
Maybe someday we'll make.
Maybe someday, but apparently, when it comes to music, that is a little bit more progressive, I would say, or technical. I don't know. It becomes a little bit hard to play live.
Yeah, we could do it with enough practice
but we'll try
enough rehearsing.
We'll try to include some more numbers
Yeah.
from that album. Definitely.
Tony,
We have a really great back group right now. So
are you done?
no, I'm not done. I'm
we,
Sam
we have
done.
we have a great lineup now. Yes,
Yeah,
we could do it.
so we could definitely do it.
Tony Leot asks, "What's your secret of being so chill and happy all the time? Such a nice dude."
Well, I'm not such a nice dude always.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
most
chill.
of the time.
Again, I think I answered that question.
Yeah, sort of.
I have a good life. So
Yep.
and I meet you people, and you seem to like the stuff we do. So I cannot be anything but happy.
Kent Max Hansen asks, "Do you take some kind of happy medicine before playing live?" There we go.
Yeah, one
Kent.
should think so. I've got that question quite a lot. The thing is, when you step on stage, something happens to you. Adrenaline gets going, and if you see people are happy with what
Yeah.
you're doing,
Yeah.
then of course, there's a smile coming on, because it's great. That's what you really want out of the evening. So everybody having a good time, and that's, I guess, what it's all about, giving a good evening.
Last,
So,
if you're
last?
last question.
no, there was not that many questions.
Garnet L. Freitag asks, "What are your favorite kind of cookies, and where can I send them to?"
Well, cookies as such. I got pastries. I guess I like. It's called Napoleon hats.
It's a Danish
It's
Swedish
a
thing. I think.
Danish pastry, and I have to say, my father was a baker, so I got taught up on pastries and stuff. So, yeah, Napoleon hats, big ones. That's my favorite.
Amazing stuff.
Yes. Was there more?
That was all. I hope we answered your questions. Maybe we'll make another one if you like it, with more
Well, let's see.
questions, silly and serious. It's all welcome. So, do you have anything to add? Something you're surprised they didn't ask?
No.
I think that was pretty
Feel
good-
free to
good
ask again,
questions.
because
And,
he has been taunting me for this for quite a while.
yeah, and maybe I could ask you the question at the end of this video. Do you think Gunnar should get an Instagram account? Yes or no? Put your answers in the comment. Okay. See you next time. Bye.